Hello chess enthusiasts, my name is Miha and welcome to my Chess Realm YouTube channel. So today I want to present you a nice endgame study. White is on the move and he wins. The material is almost equal. Okay, black is a pawn up. In a similar position this should be approximately draw, but the position is such that white wins. You can pause the video and try to find the solution, but if you haven't found it, don't worry, it's not so easy to see. And the winning combination starts with bishop goes to d8 check. Of course, queen can capture bishop, but then queen goes to h4, skewering the king, grabbing the queen, and winning decisive material advantage. So here in this position, besides capturing, king has only one options, and that is to go to f5, and now white continues with queen to f3 check. Now here, king has two options, either go to g6 or to e5. Well, let's see, if king goes to g6, white continues with queen to f6 check. King naturally cannot go to h5 because queen to g5 would be checkmate. So king could only go to h7, but then queen goes to h4 check. Now here king has more options, but in all of them is lost. Let's see, after king to g6, queen to g5 check, king goes to h7, and bishop to f6. Queen is going to mate on g7, there's nothing black can do about it. And if, for example, king goes to g7, simply bishop to f6. If king to g8, queen to h8 checkmate. And after king to g6, queen to g5 check, king to h7, queen to g7 is checkmate. Okay, so in this position, after queen to f3, king can only go to e5, and then bishop goes to c7 check. Again, queen can capture on c7, but queen to g3 again skewers the king, grabbing decisive material advantage. So here, besides capturing the bishop, king has no other options but to go to d4. And here comes a very impressive, very stunning move. Bishop goes to d6. So we have interference. Of course, white threatens with queen to d3. It's a checkmate. King to c4 doesn't help, queen to d3 again is checkmate. And if, for example, black tries with bishop to f5, protecting this d3 square, then white would continue with queen to f4 check. Well, let's see, if king goes to, for example, c3, queen to b4 is mate in 1. If, for example, king to d5, then queen to e5, king to c4, queen to c5, king to b3, queen to b4, king to a2, and then either queen to a3 or queen to b2 is checkmate. And if, for example, here black would try with bishop to e4 blocking the check, then we have mate in 4, queen goes to f2 check. Of course, king can go to d5, but then queen to c5 check, king to e6, and queen to e5 is checkmate. If king would go to, for example, c4, again queen to c5, king to b3, queen to b4, king to a2, and queen mates in the next move. Okay, so here in this position, after bishop to d6, black has no other options but to capture with queen on d6. And now queen goes to d3 check. King has two options, either c5 or e5. Let's see, if king goes to e5, then queen goes to g3 check. King, of course, has to go to d5 because it has to protect the queen. And now white plays e4 check. If king captures bishop, then queen is not protected. So the only option is now for black to play king to c5, but then queen to a3 check. Now king cannot go back to d5, protecting the queen, and after, let's say, king to d4, queen captures queen, and white wins decisive material advantage. And if, for example, king goes to c5, it's pretty much the same. Queen goes to a3 check, king goes back to d5, protecting his queen, and now e4 again check. If king captures pawn, then queen captures queen. And if king goes to e5, then we have queen to g3 check. Again, king cannot go back to d5, protecting the queen, so it has to, for example, capture pawn, queen captures queen. Again, white wins decisive material advantage. So I hope you have liked this endgame study. I hope you have learned something from it. If you have any questions, my email is below in the description. Of course, I invite you to visit my Instagram page. That's it for now, and see you soon.